Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Ars Electronica Home Delivery. Let's talk a little bit about the human brain, because the human brain is our main topic for today's week, and we will encounter together in the next few minutes the topic of neurobionics, and we will look together why it is important for research and which impact it does make for our daily lives. So I think you have heard already of the word bionics. Bionics means that you look at some living being or some structure in nature, out there in the real nature, in the natural world, and you study it. You study it. How does it work? How is a bird able to fly from the aerodynamics? That's so important for our airplanes, to optimize them, that they are able to fly faster. So bionics means the application of some real ability into a technical aspect in our human society. Okay, and neurobionics then simply means that we look at our human brain. And we start and we try to take some parts of the functions we have in our brain and to apply them on things like, for example, artificial intelligence. But let's start with the basics. So you see here a digital model of our human brain. It's the so-called fiber tractography, which means it's not an original whole human brain, but it is a model with the most important paths and connections we have there. Maybe you have heard somewhere already the total number estimated neurons, brain cells we've got in there. It's around 100 billion. 100 billion neurons in everybody's head, each single person. And then if we count with that the possibilities of reciprocate connections, then we have to see that each neuron is able to connect itself with at least 10,000 other neurons. So this altogether makes a total number which is higher than all atoms in our universe. It does not mean, please consider that it is, of course, you have not more neurons or connections in your brain that atoms out there. That's not possible. But the potential, the possibilities of different connections made there is possible. And that's one reason why every human is an individual being and is original on its own, even siblings and twins. So, okay, and the main parts of the brain which are working in the sense of analyzing information, electrical information, the impulses we get through our senses, are here on the outer layer of the brain. It's the so-called gray matter. And gray matter, it is called because these neurons here on the outer layer, they are pink, and when the brain dies, when the cells die, then it gets gray, therefore gray matter. In between, we have connections, these are white. And therefore it is called the white matter. Let's look on it a little bit closer. Here we see a model of such a neuron, such a nerve cell. We see here the cell body with the nucleus where the information is proceeded. And then we see here this cable which is surrounded by isolating substance which is called myelin. It consists of 70% lipids and 30% proteins, and it's very important to have a proper electrical current in this nerve cell. So of these we have 100 billion in our head, and of these each neuron can make up to 10,000 to each other neuron. Okay? Well then, let's look closer. Here we have an interface, an interactive interface. Our whole museum of the future consists of interfaces because we want the people to be able to interact themselves with the research, with the latest informations we have. And so is this so-called Leo interface, where we have different titles we can look to, and we started here in English. We have all interfaces. For all interfaces we have the information available in English, and now we will only explore this first one. The other one will be part of further presentations during the week, but we start to explore the connectome. You see here already a little artwork of connections or ideas of connections of the human brain, and that's also an important part of our museum, because we basically try to combine three main aspects. It is the technological progress, it is the impact of this research for our on our societies, and it is the way artists work with it, what artworks you can create. Well, let's go further. We have here now a digital showing of the neuron, of the dendrites and the axon, this cable here, and we see the electrical current flowing through its veins here to this very end, the synapses. The synapses, they have a little space, space hole between them, so that this has to be crossed not with electrical current, but by biological substances like dopamine, noradrenaline, and serotonin. And then it flows further to another cell, to another brain cell. So here we have one connection, as you see, and you could imagine maybe here another connection, and out of only one of these neurons you can get 10,000 connections. Okay, so, and as I said, it is important for artificial intelligence. Why? Because we need to understand how this thing works, how, for example, a human being does proceed mathematics in his or her head, because when you want to build supercomputers which can make predictions on our trading markets, predictions maybe for military operations or for security projects, then you need to have a proper idea how our brain does it, because only then you are able to make something which works like that or even better. But of course, only we can take partly aspects of the brain and not the brain as a whole. That's not possible for now. Yeah, and so I hope you have got a little impression, and we will work with this, what we've learned today, further in the next days, and I would be glad having you again. Thanks, have a nice day.